What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Put my glasses on. Today we're going to take a look at these weak Democratic liberal laws in New York. The bad results of these policies and laws in Democrats states like New York. You got people out here doing some crazy heinous crimes and they get released back to the streets, which puts other civilians in danger and even put them in a potential space to where they have to defend themselves and they have to go to trial for it, hence like a Daniel Penny. Jordy Neely case. Jordy Neely supposed to have been locked up a long time ago with a long track record. But he's back on the streets, which led to him threatening people and unfortunately have somebody claim self-defense to basically unalive him. That's what you call a failure of the system. So I covered an episode a little while back of this crazy man stabbing and unaliving a young teenager. Let's take a look at the old story, and I'm going to give it an update to the story.
Arrest of a deadly stabbing suspect in the Bronx.
Police say this video right here captures Waldo Mejia attacking a neighbor's Ring camera with a knife back in November. Since then, he's accused of multiple random stabbings, one of them just yesterday, taking the life of a 14-year-old boy. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo with more on the suspect's criminal history.
This video is from November, long before Waldo Mejia allegedly stabbed a 14-year-old to death. He was caught plunging a knife into his neighbor's doorbell camera.
So I told him, listen, when you be knocking my door, man, I don't do that to nobody here. So he said, oh, I don't like to be recording. I say, listen, that's my door.
The neighbor wasn't comfortable showing his face, but tells us tonight Mejia is unhinged. The 29-year-old was arrested again today, swearing at reporters as he was put into a police car. This time he's accused of plunging a knife into Caleb Rios. A 14-year-old is dead because the state of New York failed him. Congressman Richie Torres writes, the blood of the innocent and the young are in the hands of New York's criminal justice system, which insists on releasing repeat stabbers.
A brutal, unprovoked killing of a 14-year-old child by a career criminal.
The NYPD again found itself chasing after a recidivist with a criminal history including arson and gun possession. Surveillance images of Mejia fleeing the scene of Friday's murder helped connect him to a subway stabbing just days before. And after a little more digging,
750 feet away, an earlier crime was reported in which an individual stabbed his neighbor's Ring camera.
This video brought cops right back to his doorstep.
Now, let's have an update on this case.
Williamsbridge, a gathering of friends mourning the loss of Caleb Rios, just 14 years old and violently stabbed on his way to school Friday morning. An unprovoked attack by a stranger.
He was smart. He'll always excel people's expectations, and he'll always try hardest to be the best. New York judicial system failed Caleb.
Today's rally, organized by the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program.
Even a kid can tell that New York State policies and laws has failed this young boy and us as civilians. That kid right there is 100% correct.
Which Caleb took part in during middle school. Its leader moved to tears.
We can no longer let our children die at the senseless act of idiots on the street. We're begging everybody to do the right thing and protect our children.
The suspect Mejia was.
I love his passion. I love his passion. Because these liberal laws suck, man. It suck.
Carrying the bloody knife he used to kill Rios when they arrested him.
Idiots on the street. We're begging everybody to do the right thing and protect our children.
The suspect Mejia was carrying the bloody knife he used to kill Rios when they arrested him on Saturday. The 29-year-old suspect told the judge he was with Satan. The judge ordered a mental exam, and Rios wasn't the only one stabbed. 6 days earlier, police say Mejia also stabbed a person in the arm at the 138th Street subway.
Wow. And he's on, yo.
Subway station just a block from where Rijos was murdered. And before that, authorities say he stabbed a neighbor's Ring camera. His rap sheet includes lighting a home on fire and gun possession. And yet Mejia had been released to the streets. Organized by the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, which Caleb took part in during middle school, its leader moved to tears.
We can no longer let our children die at the senseless act of idiots on the street.
Sky, one for each year of Caleb's life.
We have to do something to change the laws of why he got killed and the person who killed him.
Caleb's friends know that new laws will not bring their friend back, but they do hope to make inroads when it comes to change in Caleb's name.
You know, he called his father and told his father that he couldn't breathe and that he was scared. And his father heard him dying.
Rijos ran from his attacker and fell between two cars. Good Samaritans rushed in to help.
Several New Yorkers come to his aid, and they flagged down a passing EMS ambulance.
Rijos died at the hospital. Police had been looking for Mejia. He was also wanted for a January 5th subway stabbing. A transit cop recognized Mejia from a wanted poster.
We were able to quickly conclude that these two incidents were connected, unprovoked, and committed by the same suspect.
Mejia has a history of mental illness, arrested 4 times since 2015. The 29-year-old most recently arrested in November.
Mr. Mejia was arrested for stabbing another victim's Ring camera with a kitchen knife, and importantly, was released on his own recognizance the very next day.
New York laws and policies suck. How is that? How about this, New York elite New York politicians or people who write these weird ass bail reforms and these weird laws? How about release these criminals to your community? I bet y'all won't do that. I bet y'all will not release these criminals in your neighborhood. Y'all won't do it. Y'all won't do it. But wait, there's more. There's another case of similar actions of a criminal that was put back on the street and he caused harm to other innocent civilians in New York.
Here in Soho, it's one of the nicest and most popular parts of the city. The last place you'd expect a crazed attacker to go after women in 2 separate incidents and assault them with a bottle. And we're learning exclusively now that this wasn't his first time targeting women in violent attacks. Police tell us about 3 Monday afternoon, 46-year-old Muslim Brunson, who is homeless, smacked a 29-year-old woman in the back with a bottle. She was not injured and ran away.
I just watch my back. I'm very cautious all the time.
A short time later, police say Brunson attacked another woman who is 25 years old, slashing her so badly with a broken bottle, she was rushed to Bellevue Hospital. She's in critical condition. He was taken into custody by police. Later, detectives worked the neighborhood for additional video and evidence. Police sources tell me that Muslim Brunson is a recidivist who mainly goes after female victims.
So no one wants to go and talk about it because this guy's a black guy out here harming white women or women in general. But I guarantee if it was reversed, once again, I'm not making it racial. I'm just saying if it was reversed and it was a white criminal, nut job, nutcase, asshole that was going around stabbing black women, they would say the race hustlers out there of America would make it a racial case and say it's automatic racism. Because the white guy going around talking to black people. You have some type of truth to it, most likely. Or you could consider it 100%. But why isn't it considered racist when it's a black guy doing it to somebody else? It's just a food for thought, but let's continue.
In October of 2023, my police sources tell me he shoved a 30-year-old woman into a moving train. She survived, barely. A year earlier, he was arrested for shoving a woman into a heavy metal subway platform pillar. IPD tells us that Brunson...
Hold on. I know I didn't hear that just correctly. Hold on. I want to make sure that I heard this right.
My police sources tell me he shoved a 30-year-old woman into a moving train. She survived, barely.
He pushed the woman into a moving train. That is attempted murder. That's premeditated. It's not an act of passion. That's an act of drugs or mental health, but it do not give you an excuse to do what you do or did what you did. Because by that logic, the cop should have never arrested Jeffrey Dahmer because he's mentally ill. Eating motherfuckers. No, you mentally ill, you still go to jail. This guy should never been to the public. He tried to kill a woman, push her in front of a damn train, and she survived.
A year earlier, he was arrested for shoving a woman into a heavy metal subway platform pillar. IPD
Pushed the lady into a metal pillar, an iron pillar, train pillar. What?
tells us that Brunson was arrested on second-degree attempted murder, second-degree assault, and weapons possession charges. After all this, women here are asking us, what was he doing on the streets in the first place?
Facts. What was he doing on the streets in the first place? I'll tell you how. The people you vote in New York, the people we will vote in, because we're New Yorkers, pass these dumb policies, all these liberal laws that say that's soft on criminals. He didn't have an opportunity. He just that and the third. It's mental illness. Just give him some medicine. I'm starting to think that they just arrested these criminals and get them test medicine to see if it works and put it back on the street and say, all right, he's kind of crazy, but you know what? Instead of putting him in jail, I made this pill. I want to see if it works. And then get these people pills and say, all right, now send them back to the public and see how he act. I'm starting to think this. There's no truth to what I'm saying. This is my personal belief that I'm thinking they're doing it. They're taking people in, giving them experimental drugs, and putting them back into the public to see how their experiment works. This is the only thing I could think of. Because these people should be in jail. And in most cases, the death penalty. That first guy who unlocked the 14-year-old boy should be put to sleep. He's stabbing at people, peepholes, like that robot from Futurama that keeps stabbing people.
Now stand back, I gotta practice my stabbing.
No, please, help, stop it, police!
It's what he was doing. New York have become one of the most unsafe places in America, especially the subway system. With that being said, you have a good day, good night, good day, whatever part of the world you're in, whatever part of the world you at, and till next time, like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all. Have a good day.